All right, good afternoon.
What's Eccles got?
Eccles, he's kind of like a contusion in his ribs. We'll reevaluate Monday, but we're not concerned with regard to long term.
There is a report that things are progressing positively with Hassan and that maybe he'll be back soon. Is there anything you can update us on with Hassan?
You know, until he's here, he's not, but it's good to hear, though.
Physically, Robert, Tyron Smith. I know you've spoken about it before, but how does he look, and what do you expect from him?
You know, everyone acknowledges that he's one of the premier tackles in this game, and you know, for him, it's just going to be about health and taking care of his body and being judicious in the way we approach. He's definitely a guy that we have to protect from him because he'll do everything we ask. He's elite in that manner, but he possesses everything you want as a football coach. He wants to work. He loves to work. He loves to grind. He's smart. He's willing to help the young guys. He's elite athletically. He's powerful, and he's just got elite measurables. So it's our job to do our best to help him get through a 20-game season and go from there.
Attack McKinley, we kind of noticed he made a few plays there. Just talk about what you've seen from him throughout, since he's been signed.
Yeah, it's cool. Like I said, he's got an opportunity to resurrect himself, and he's still young. I think he's 28, maybe 29, something like that. But he's a relentless worker. Again, he possesses all the traits that we covet out of our D-line, and this will be the first opportunity for him to kind of be in a front that just lets him rip the way we do, and excited for the Pats to get on to see where he goes from here.
What's it been like watching Tyron, even just the way he practices now that you've gotten a chance to watch him more? A lot of guys talk about it. It seems like every play's technique is perfect.
Tyron? He's, like I said, elite worker, and I love the fact that he's so open and willing to talk to the young guys, and do it from practice where he's actually practicing. Yesterday I was giving Carter Warren a piece of advice, and then we got into this discussion about what Tyron's been helping him out with, and that's just, they're trying new things. They're trying to listen to what he's got to offer, and nobody knows it as good as a player who's gotten the bullets thrown at him, and so it's exciting in that regard.
Did your former defensive lineman in San Fran talk about him to you? Tyron, I mean?
Tyron?
Yeah.
With regard to?
What made him so elite?
No, I don't know if I have had any of those discussions, but you just call around. You talk to Dan Quinn, being the D coordinator at Dallas a year ago, spending time with them, and you just talk to people around the league, and he's just got a reputation of being an elite athlete and human.
What is for any guy who is coming into practice late, like you have an acclimation period, what does that look like this season? Is it a couple practices, one practice?
With regards to?
If anybody were to report to camp on Monday or something, how many practices?
There's going to be an acclimation period for him, for sure.
A couple practices, or?
We'll see. I haven't made that decision yet.
Robert, a lot of the guys have talked about how last year they were in awe of Aaron Rodgers, and now that it's year two, there's a familiarity, particularly with Garrett Wilson. What have you seen the difference in how either they communicate or their relationship? I know it's early in camp, but what have you seen from last year to now?
No, for sure, that's a great question. He's the receivers, the O-line, the backs. Everybody is on the same page with what needs to get done. So we're not learning as much anymore. Everybody knows where they need to be, how they need to get there. They understand the techniques, the fundamentals, the verbiage, the checks, the signals. Everything is there. So the conversation isn't so much what they need to do. Now it's fine-tuning to perfect the routes that we're running, the blocking schemes, the cadence, the tracks of the backs. Just everything is just getting fine-tuned, and so it's a different conversation. Instead of, hey, on this play you want to do this, it's more 501 in terms of learning, if that makes sense.
If I can ask specifically about Garrett, obviously he's productive, but are you as excited as a lot of football fans, Jets fans, to see Garrett and Aaron on the field together?
I'm just excited whenever he's on the field. I'll be honest with you. He's electric personality. You guys saw him today. He gets fiery. As big a smile as he has when he puts a helmet on and he gets into a competitive battle, he's a it's what makes all these guys special. He flips a switch and he becomes something that's completely different. But yeah, as long as he continues to come out here and do his best every day, I think the sky's the limit for him.
There was a play with Aaron and Garrett down at the goal line today where there was a third down play and it was incomplete, and then Aaron seemed to be gesturing to you, he was kind of animated about something, and what happened there?
No, we were discussing too many men on the field. And so if the next play, it didn't go to first and goal from the 1, it went to third and goal from the 1. But late substitution on the defense, exited out of the back of the end zone instead of the side. So the discussion was, did he exit out of the back or the side? It was out of the back.
Even the weeds.
What have been your impressions of Tariq Cohen so far?
He looks good, man. He's got his juice back. I'm excited to see him again with pads on. He's especially when we start scrimmaging against Washington and we get some preseason games in Carolina and the Giants. He's somebody I'm looking forward to watching.
What's your advice to guys like Cohen or Tack, guys who they either were high draft picks or they accomplished something in the NFL, now they're kind of trying to put their career back on track?
No, that's a good one, cause he's another young one. He's only 28, I think. Him and Tack, like they're just reaching their prime, that 26, 27, 28-year-old, not just physically but mentally and maturity. And Cohen's road has been a little bit different because of injury, where Tack has been a little bit different in terms of just life. And if both of them can harness that, stay healthy, and keep the mindset, which talking about Tack, if he can keep that mindset that he's got, they can get back to reaching that level. It's not going to be hard for them physically. They're still young. They're going to get there. It's just a matter of getting them on the right track, staying confident, building confidence, and letting it rip.
How would you describe the work that you guys have gotten in these first 4 days, and what are you most looking forward to now that you put the pads on Monday?
I'm looking forward to pads, obviously, because that's where O-line, D-line can start. We can start to fine-tune everything we're looking for from a run game standpoint, protection standpoint, and then defensively, run fit standpoint. But when pads come on, that's when it gets, not that it gets real, you can just get more precise in what you're trying to achieve, both as a player and a coach.
What do you see as a realistic expectation for Will McDonald this year? And could you kind of see him in what Bryce Huff was a couple of years ago, just like the pass rushing specialist, nickel type guy?
I don't want to cap it. Will McDonald is a special athlete, and it's a boring answer, Rich, but if he comes in and just works to be his best every day, he'll be fine. He's a freakish athlete. He's got freakish ability, and as long as he keeps his head down and keeps on working, he'll be fine.
Couple more. Well, Braylon Allen, just talk about him, what you've seen from him throughout the camp, and obviously, doing OTAs, he got a lot of work with the first team.
Yeah, he's a big boy. You guys can see that up close. He's heavy, very smart, fluid, good out of the backfield, really good in pass protection already for a rookie. Isaiah Davis, very similar. I feel like they're ahead of the game with regards to the protection system. And Braylon's really smooth out of the backfield with his hand, so he's got a chance. He's again just got to keep working.
It seems like he's very mature for that. I mean, he's 20 years old, but already thinking about like what he puts in his body and things like that. So
Yeah,
talk about that as well.
he's one of those gifted humans. I think he looks at a weight, squints at it, and he gets bigger from it. But he's a freakish human with regard to his physical makeup, but he does work at it too.
Robert Saleh is kind of a freak too in a way. He's so good, but he's so young. How do you challenge him? What's the challenge for him this year? How can he get better? What do you want from him this season?
The challenge is catch the ball, and he had a lot of opportunities last year, and I think he's up for that challenge.
With McDonald, to follow up on Rich's question, is the key for him becoming a three-down player more weight, more strength? Like, what is it going to take for him to get into that role?
You know what? I think he'd be fine in the run game. So it's not necessarily being a three-down player. It's about proving to yourself and to the man in front of you, which is the tackle, that you can run through his face and on a pass play. And when he can establish the fact that he can win with power, it's going to open up all his speed, all his athleticism, and all his quickness. And but from a run game standpoint, he plays with great leverage. He plays with great hands. He's plenty good enough to play the run in our system. So it's more proving to himself and to the people in front of him, like I said, that he can run through them.
Thanks, everyone.
All right, thank you guys.